Two grown men have never seen The Simpsons. It's America's barley basket.
We're creeping up on centipede season here, but you're living in a proper domicile now. Are you going to miss it?
Funny you say that. Fucking last night, what is it? Technically not even May yet. Very close. Minutes away from May. Big ass spider just bebops across my ceiling while I'm lying in bed.
Oh, fun.
Okay. Good. Fun.
How big we talking?
Great. I mean, big enough to fucking cast a shadow.
But
not like nightmare spider. Not like Huntsman, like put it in a sock and beat up a mugger with it big, like it was, I don't know. Body the size of 2 pencil heads or pencil erasers. So big enough.
That's big enough.
Big enough I don't want it to fall in my mouth when I'm sleeping. Because it was last year. I was the exact same scenario. It was middle of summer, lying in bed, saw a spider bebopping across my ceiling. Like, who gives a shit? Lying in bed, fucking playing some dumb shit on my phone. I feel something hit my foot. And then I feel a sharp pain. That fucking spider bit me on my big toe.
What a dick.
What are the odds? 1 in a million. Falls, hits my... Because it's like popcorn ceiling, so it's a struggle bus for them to get around.
Sure.
We should embrace popcorn everything to fucking rid the world of vermin.
Popcorn floors. Yeah. God, what a pain in the ass those would be to sweep.
Yeah. I listened to a podcast recently, and a woman was talking about her and her, I think she's like her and her brother and her single mom moved to this like new rental house, and like it's a really bad vibes. My bedroom was the basement. There's all these bad vibes. It's like there was always these bugs around, and there was like dead centipedes in the corners. I'm like, that's just a basement. That's just what basements do. Like they just have dead centipedes everywhere. Like
you were like, bad vibes. Special. That was my home.
Yeah. I lived for nearly 2 years in those bad vibes, ma'am.
You get real defensive about it. Hey, them centipedes ain't hurting nobody. They're just trying to centipede around.
Let them eat your dead skin cells.
They love dead skin cells. I had so many. Get a fucking big fat centipede.
Oh, looks like a fucking slap wrap bracelet.
So big it registers on the bathroom scale if it walks across it.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Good God. A buddy of mine that lives in Hawaii his girlfriend took that picture of that centipede on their ceiling that was so big that a giant dinner plate didn't cover it.
Fuck that.
It's like the huge antenna, a couple of the front legs, and a couple of the back legs still stuck out.
Nope.
Like, if that centipede would have fallen, she probably would have dropped the plate. It was so heavy. Like, because she wouldn't have been ready for it. Like, oh, that's so sick.
Like somebody dropping a fucking crowbar in your hands.
If that landed on my face when I was sleeping, I would have to be committed for the rest of my life. Like, I would just be in a padded cell screaming. Like, I can't imagine recovering from that.
Nope. That's probably... That's the end.
That spider in the mouth was enough, but like, at least it was gone. Like it ran the fuck, like having like two-hand flinging a centipede off your face. It's so big. It's insane. That's an alien. That's a monster. That's not a bug. A bug you can't pick up with one hand is no longer a bug.
Yep.
God damn it. That's gross.
It's an enemy.
Because centipedes are the one with the huge leg, can have huge legs. Millipedes are the ones that, in the jungle, can be kind of stout, but their legs are little and way underneath them. They're almost just like a worm with tiny, tiny little legs underneath.
They're a little more caterpillar-like, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Whereas a big centipede, they got a little scorpion to them, like a little more aggro.
Nope.
Ugh. It's like mowing lawn and having that fall on your face, like from a tree.
Ugh.
Fuck
that.
Yeah.
Listen, I hate the winters up here, but at least we don't get that kind of nightmare bug.
I heard an amazing thing about a guy talking on some podcast or radio show about like mowing his grandmother's lawn. She lived in very tropical, like resorty Florida. And they had a weird cold snap. It's like, we better mow the lawn one more time if just take care of this before it gets any colder, because working outside when it's 50 is hellish, like they're just not used to it.
Sounds terrible.
And he said, I was a teenager that didn't want to be doing it, but I was, hey, if I gotta do it, I got it. So I'm mowing my grandma's lawn. I'm daydreaming, looking off to the distance, looking at a car on the road or something. 1 in a million. It was cold enough for an iguana to go like torpid, because that's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Iguanas freeze up. It landed right in front of the lawnmower. I ran over that fucking giant-ass iguana with a lawnmower and just sprayed the side of my grandmother's condo or townhome with fucking iguana viscera.
Good metal band name.
Yeah, right. Like, imagine if it would have been like just a slightly different stereo, spraying like a 5-year-old on a bike with
as he's
pureed
delivering
iguana.
newspapers.
Yeah. Local sadist destroys child psyche. You gotta register as a sex offender. It's a really amazing story.
What'd you do over the weekend? Oh, I carried a child with an iguana. Oh,
so sick.
Lizards are gross, man. I don't like
Yes,
lizards.
they are. Fuck, they are. Here I am complaining about a little spider. It could be worse.
Don't like it. Some people got them as pets, and more power to you, but nope.
Yeah, spend your money the way you want, but no thanks.
I feel like
Keep that. Ugh.
I feel like lizard pet owner and knife kid are in similar folders.
Mm-hmm. And polyamory.
And polyamorous person, yes.
It's knives, reptiles, and multiple sexual partners.
Yep.
It's a lady with an undercut, fucking 3 dudes that combined could maybe make a decent beard. Like, just very spotty facial hair. One guy's got the chops, one guy's got the goatee, and the other guy's got the neck beard.
Yeah.
It's like they Tron a beard together. she superimposes their pictures. That's why she's polyamorous.
So she can Voltron their photos together into one proper beard.
Voltron their facial hair together.
Yep. That's I think that's where most of the lizard people fall in.
Yeah, it's tough to tame, tough to hold a lizard woman down. She wants multiple partners. She's like the wind.
Can't cage a lizard lady.
Yeah. Another T-shirt idea.
It's my favorite Bob Dylan song.
Bob Dylan is like devolving into reptile status.
He's looked like a man lizard for some years now, yes.
I mean, of the ways you can age, there's worse animals to look like than a lizard.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Never been a fan. Don't like Bob Dylan's music.
Hot take alert, but nah, I don't even know if that's not hot a take. I think he's kind of polarizing.
Yeah, I don't think it's a hot take. I'm like, that voice is fucking awful. I hate it.
Yeah. He's one of those guys I always tell I need to do a deep dive on. Just because I mean, I have only heard the slightest smattering of hits, and a couple of them I fucking love. So I'm sure there's more gold to be mined, but it's a huge fucking mine. He's got like 50 studio albums.
Yeah.
Like, fucking Kennedy was president when his first album dropped, I bet.
If only you had a reason to do a deep dive on one of these people like Bob Dylan, like if you had a podcast that suddenly lost its format.
Oh, well, what are the odds of that happening?
Welcome, by the way, to episode 150 of America's Barley Basket. That's Nathan. I'm Marlin. Hi, everybody.
Hey, everyone. Look at that nice number.
Yeah, 150. We made it.
Ooh, that feels good.
It's like
looks like we made it.
It's that's a little. So you sneaking in Shania now? You doing the old?
Sure am.
The old Twain sneak.
Yeah, an old-fashioned Twain sneak.
Yeah, 150, not including the best of. I didn't number the best of when I put it up because I'm like, that doesn't count. So
we're almost to 3 years worth of this show.
Damn near.
Look at that.
Look at us go, buddy.
The haters said it couldn't be done.
You know, you've brought up these haters for some time now. I've yet to meet one.
They call my parents' house. That's all. They're cowards. They never reach out to us, but my parents get 20 to 30 calls a week.
Just blowing up their landline.
Yeah. Fuck that podcast.
They don't even know what they're talking about.
You forgot that right when we started this, you just absentmindedly paid a small amount of money to some company to help build brand awareness, and that's how they're doing it.
By just calling,
if this makes the news,
calling random landlines, shouting "fuck that podcast."
Okay, click.
That's some fucking guerrilla marketing.
We gotta have people really talking about it like it's just, too hot for TV. I want to make you boys the Girls Gone Wild, the podcast.
Take that a number of ways. Most of them pretty insulting.
Have you ever watched a non-bootlegged Girls Gone Wild product?
Nope, I have only seen the ads. Never saw.
Oh, interesting.
Didn't know anybody who ever bought one of the tapes.
I was at a house party and someone was very proud that they had spent their student loan money and gotten themselves a couple Girls Gone Wild collections. They peter out pretty quick. It is exactly what you expect.
Yeah, is it just what's in the ads, but without the black bars over the titties?
Yeah, yeah. Other than the ones that are clearly prostitutes might get a little more, a little more risque. But if it's an actual girl gone wild, it is a drunk lady at a fucking beach bar showing her tits for a fucking, a fucking pitcher of fucking Stroh's Light.
Just drunkenly signing a release form.
Yeah.
That would be, you got all that footage. Whoever that guy is, that fucking dirtbag, put out a cut that is just footage of them signing release forms.
Oh my God. The unsung hero of that empire is the patient ass 20-year-old woman who's interning and not even getting paid to speak drunkenese to a bunch of fucking spring breakers.
Okay.
She's stone sober.
Now you have to sign this. Okay. Yep. Let's just fill this out. Yep. Your address. Because I imagine there's some paperwork involved.
Yeah, totally.
Like in an email address to get what is this? Oh my God. Just violently throwing up cherry UV on one of them. Oh, let's start over again.
And what did they get? A T-shirt, I think?
I have no idea.
I think that's what it was. It was a T-shirt. And I bet the real kick in the dick, if you're that woman, is when they sober up enough, like, wait a second, I don't want this to be a thing.
Yeah.
And then cajoling them into like, oh no, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. You'll love it. Like,
oh yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of that.
Pretty morally bankrupt as a company, I'm guessing. Pretty
exploitive. Yeah. Yep. And from everything I've ever read about that dude, he is exactly the dirtbag you'd think he was.
I know you're a man that listens to a lot of podcasts. You ever heard Doug Stanhope talk about his brief time with that company?
No, I remember seeing him in a couple of the ads, but I've never heard him tell the war stories.
I think he was at like a real low point with booze and was just hammered the whole time. Like, to the point, like the Girls Gone Wild dude was like pissed about it. Like probably expected a little more. Like,
would that have been
hiring of? Yeah.
Would that have been after the Man Show or after his stint on it?
Right after.
Yeah.
I think that's why he.
Got I suppose. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was never a known entity outside of the comedy world until. And for those listening, he wasn't on like the Man Show that you remember. He was on that bastardized last season where instead of Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla, it was Joe Rogan and Doug Stanhope.
Yeah. Did that only last one season?
Yep, just one with those two, yeah. I mean, for something like or for like Joe Rogan, I'm sure part of it's like, man, I went from a very successful sitcom to an insanely successful network reality show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sure part of it is him and Stanhope are buddies, and it was probably easy to make.
Yeah, probably easy money, if I were to guess.
Yeah. Joe Rogan ever pop up in movies that you can think of? And not as himself, as an actor.
No, not that I can think of. No, I'm sure he had to have, but not that I can think of.
And I kind of wonder, too, if the story with him was, like, he couldn't, like, he had a successful sitcom role almost immediately after entering comedy, and he just turned down a bunch of things that were shit, and just a good thing never came around. And then someone's like, dude, Fear Factor would be free money.
Yeah.
You know, like, and he did it and it was successful. But then he's like, I haven't gotten one good acting offer in fucking 2 years. Like, so like taking that show kind of put an end to him as a serious actor or even as a comedic actor.
Yeah. And then it wouldn't have been that long later that he picked up the UFC. Like, he's probably never needed other jobs, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure once he got news radio, he was a headlining comic. That's my first experience of him as a comic was probably like 2005. Just, you know, back then we all had cable and Comedy Central was on and like an hour special of his was on. And I'm just like, this isn't bad. I was like, the guy that has people eat pig nuts is actually kind of funny, you know, like nothing groundbreaking, but fucking perfectly funny.
Yeah.
You know, like kind of like a good for you, you know, like not knowing that he started as a comic. I wasn't aware of that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. I didn't know he did either. And I would have came to him like, I don't know, probably, the first time I saw him do stand-up was probably 2012, maybe 2015, and it was immediately not my flavor. I sat through the whole special, but I was like, this isn't for me.
Too aggro.
Too aggro.
You're not an aggro boy.
I'm not. I'm a soft boy.
Aggro Boy is one of the shittiest members of the Legion of Superheroes. He's just got short man syndrome, no powers. Who are you looking at? It's like he's saying that to like Voltron, the human death ray.
Just 5'2" staring up at Starro the Destroyer, being like, "What's your problem?"
Some 10,000-year-old being that he can't comprehend,
and he's just pissy.
Starro's so evolved he doesn't even recognize him as a life form. This ceiling fan's annoying me. I'm aggro, bro. You made a huge mistake. Someone turned that fan off.
Oh shit.
Well, you're in your stomping grounds this weekend.
Yeah, you went and visited some Southwest North Dakota action and told a few goofs. How was that?
Well, it was a time. We had a perfectly nice time digging around, looking for clues about you, all the weird parts of your history that are blank. You're like Jesus. You like your teen years and your 20s are completely uncounted for.
I got a lot of redacted history. Yep.
There's no proof you existed post age 31 or pre age 31.
Yep, exactly.
These pictures all look photoshopped.
Hey, Marlin, you got any stories from when you were a kid? Don't fucking worry about it.
Yeah. Or it's all like just quickly, nervously made up and clearly from a TV show you watched. Like, the amount of siblings he has changes by the story. Did he say robot dog like the Jetsons?
Oh yeah, I just ate lasagna and tried to mail Nirmal to Abu Dhabi a lot. As I scurry away, that's Garfield and Friends. I'm pretty positive.
Just you cowering behind a tree, humming the dun 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 dun.
Then we'll come out from behind the tree like nothing happened.
What are you guys up to? We're not sure. It's scary and kind of sad.
Trying to get to the bottom of some stuff, Marlin, but
I need a Garfield shirt.
I very nearly bought a Garfield shirt pretty recently.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was targeted ad from Instagram. It was like the Garfield and Friends logo and that same font, but instead of Garfield and Friends, it said Neon Genesis Evangelion, and I was like,
I've seen that one.
I was like, man, fuck you. How about that, shirt company?
I want a T-shirt that's just John Arbuckle's head, and not like the John Arbuckle we know. I mean, like 1979 artist where his eyes are way smaller.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at old Garfield, they don't look nearly the same.
They look wrong, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like old Simpsons.
Yep. Or what was John's? There was a roommate character for like the first 2 years of Garfield. He had a mustache.
And then did he just leave one day and was it?
They just wrote him out. I think I've heard somewhere that like there's a Sunday that like makes a quick reference to him as a joke, but it's not the main part of, maybe like the first panel. Maybe there's like a piece of his name was Lyman, Lyman.
Not a real name.
He was John's buddy and roommate. And I remember I was a Garfieldaholic, so I read all the books.
All those
and
vaults,
Lyman was fairly heavily featured early on.
Huh.
Just be like, oh, here comes John's new roommate, Lyman. Apparently he doesn't want to eat lasagna either. Like, I bet they would. You just eat it all. You're a very mean cat.
I bet if you fed lasagna to a cat, they'd get sicker than shit.
Yeah. Well, as the only one of us that has a cat, you're a
Nope.
man of science.
No, I'm not feeding my cat lasagna.
You think a cat goes hog wild for it? Probably not. They eating dough, like noodle, like big flat noodles, or cats kind of garbage animals too.
This one is a picky eater. She might eat some meat out of there if it's not seasoned up too much.
Huh? Yeah.
And I know that you're going to balk at this, but my cat, I had allergy tested because she had some bumps on her a while back, like recurring. Yeah. And I finally was like, I had to take this cat to the vet, see what this is all about. They did an allergy test. My cat's allergic to dairy, of all things, so she can't have cheese.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah, just get like skin bumps.
Been there.
Yeah, that's what they call me.
Yeah. All bumpy. Too many bumps.
But I suppose if I made a cheeseless lasagna, which sounds terrible, I could run it past the cat.
Trigger warning. Not really changing the subject. I recently took a lighter to a fingernail clipper, got that thing white hot, and cut a skin tag off the nape of my neck.
Oh, God.
I do not have time to pay a professional. Tell you what, works like a charm. I mean, does it hurt? Is there a way that could end very poorly? But goddamn it, the rest of it just dried and flaked right off.
Oh, there's got to be a better way.
I mean, it is hiring a dermatologist to do it is the proper way of doing it. But oh man, again, trigger warning, this is going to get worse.
Why would it get worse?
Do you ever get those bumps on the end of your tongue? I always was told they're like an inflamed taste bud.
No, you've brought this up before, this taste bud nightmare of yours.
Yeah,
I've
they suck.
Never dealt with that.
So annoying. They're always there on the end of your tongue. You're always it's weird when you're chewing or sometimes swallowing. A friend of mine's like, dude, if I know it's gnarly to take a blade to your own tongue, but if you get a fingernail clipper hot, you can clip them right off.
Oh,
the Jesus take the wheel moment when you're holding a fingernail. It's like, I sure hope there's not half an inch of tongue meat in here, like, because you're kind of flying blind. You're going by feel. Like, oh boy, God.
Oof.
Like, I only once went a little too deep to the root, but other times, that's a freeing feeling when it's gone.
No, thank you.
You're looking at the fingernail clipper, like, oof, that's tongue meat. That shouldn't should never be on a fingernail clipper.
Tongue bleeds like a motherfucker too. A lot of blood in your tongue.
It's our first installment of DIY skin lesions. How to deal.
Yeah,
I watched my dad heat up a needle and shove it into a wart once. That looked not fun. Because you got to get it in real deep or it doesn't do anything. You got to kill that root part of it.
Fucking A, you people are nightmare people. I don't think I've ever had a wart. Not to brag, but I don't think I've ever had a wart ever.
I had plantar warts from the locker room in like 7th grade basketball.
Yeah.
I bet most warts come from a public shower. like I think, because I know like the doctor in my little hometown was like, yep, that time of year I've had 2 other kids already. I was like, oh, no shit. Yep. So yeah, that's where I remember like, wonder what that's something new on and it's like in the meteor foot too. It sucks because it's not like they use liquid ice on it or whatever that's called. Not liquid ice or whatever that fucking it's a million degrees below zero and they freeze it. But then it's not over. You have to just keep picking at it and get the core of it out. Oh. So it's just you with like a pocket knife just casually digging into the meteor foot, but everything's frozen and dead around it. And then you get like there's like a little like root on it. It's madness.
What
it shouldn't be. Yeah, but it's a freeing feeling once it's out.
That's like goddamn aliens shit.
Yeah, like I'm sure there's when you finally wake up from the face hugger, I bet there's a few moments where you feel great until that movie's 42 years old. We don't got to worry about spoilers. But
you think between the end of the face humping and the chest bursting, maybe you feel okay?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Alien is canon, and why wouldn't it be? The guy wakes up and he has dinner and he's joking and they're laughing.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So first, yeah, they're all having fun in the mess area, and then the inevitable happens. It doesn't politely go out an orifice. It
makes its own way.
It doesn't make sense. Why would it burst through your rib cage? It's one of the hardest bones to break through.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, because it looks good on camera.
Because it makes for good special effects. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because I mean, the guts are the easiest thing, you know.
Yeah.
This has been torso bursting tips.
This is a podcast full of viscera this week, apparently.
Yeah, we should save this for the Halloween season.
You want to talk about cats more? I don't. Jonesy's in that movie.
Yeah, she sure is. I think Jonesy makes an appearance in a couple.
Yeah,
at least in Aliens. I don't know if it's in any of the other. Maybe it's in Alien 3. Maybe it survives to Alien 3. I think it fucking does.
Couldn't tell you. I haven't seen 3 or 4.
I haven't seen 3, huh?
No.
I think 3 has some merit. I know the critics. David Fincher, it was his first movie, and he denounces it. He wants nothing to do with it because like the studio fucked him over. But I think Alien 3, the idea is there's one alien on an island and they don't have any weapons, or on a planet and they have no weapons. Because it's a prison planet that's just ran by 2 guards and they just kind of take care of things themselves. Like they've all become super religious, so they just govern themselves.
Okay.
And there's also no women. But then Sigourney Weaver shows up and that throws off the equilibrium of the monks. You know, like it's easy to take a vow of chastity when there's no women. You know? So it's a decent premise. Like them trying to figure out how the fuck do we kill a killing machine if we have nothing. You know, like
I'd watch that. That sounds perfectly fine.
Right, that's pretty good. But I mean, it's just And also, it doesn't help that the other 2 movies are fucking great. And you're trying to follow a great movie, and that also did the impossible of having a great sequel.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking rare, you know, fucking that and Terminator at that point. Like,
and with that one, like 3 isn't good, but I maintain that if it were just called Time Robot, like then maybe it's fine, you know?
The third one is the one with the blonde-haired Terminator.
Yeah, Lady Terminator.
That movie's perfectly okay.
Yeah, movie. Yeah, I don't think it's good, but it's
really? See, like
acceptable.
If the bar wasn't risen so high, I would think, okay, this was a fun, cars blowing up, fucking whatever. Like, I would have left satisfied. But Terminator 2 raised the bar so goddamn high. That's it's so much less than those 2. My God.
That's when I stopped watching Terminator. I'd never watched like that Christian Bale one or that Sarah Connor Chronicles show that I always heard was good, or any of the new ones.
Yeah, then they went back to the original because the idea was with those Christian Bale, it was going to be this whole new world where it's not in the past, it's in the present, I think.
Yeah, like after the robots have already taken over or whatever.
Yeah, I think that was the goal. And I remember watching that and thinking, fuck, I'll watch the next one. It's a flawed movie, but I was engaged enough. Like, okay, I'll see whatever the next thing is. But I think it did so poorly that they just fucking pulled the plug.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if that would have succeeded. So all that Sam Worthington dude does is every 7 years make a new Avatar movie and then go and make a new Terminator movie that just pieces out for half a decade.
Yeah, that's his rotation.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he's still the star of those Avatar movies. Like,
did you ever get around to that second one?
mm-mm.
I figured you might have, but
Yep, I like the first one more, but it's so fucking long. A movie's got to be so good for me to want to sit through it for 3 hours. I got to be excited for it. Like,
yeah, I didn't.
3 hours is too much.
I didn't like that fucking first one at all. But
oh no, shit. See, I'm also a James Cameron mark.
I know.
James Cameron, yeah. I think he does action well and just majesty well, like big shit. Like, but I get it. It's nothing groundbreaking for sure.
Hell of a use of 3D, but that was about it.
And that's how this dude's going to just end his career because he's in his 70s. It's like, man, make something else, anything else besides 7 more of these. I bet, though, that franchise is not going to reach whatever. He has like a grand plan of doing like 5 of them, maybe. I bet there's going to be such a law of diminishing returns that they're going to be like, hey, wrap it up in 4 or maybe 3, you know, like, because I don't think America had Avatar fever. I know the second one did good, but like, I don't think it's, you know, like that's never going to be a Star Wars level thing, you know, like,
I mean, it made $1 billion already. So
yeah. And I think a lot of it just this is some pretty kick-ass 3D. And the numbers get goosed because you pay more for 3D too. I mean, it's only like 15, 20% more, but I haven't been to a 3D movie in so long. What is it usually? Extra $2-3 probably?
I feel like an extra 3, but again, it's been probably 10 fucking years since I put on a pair of 3D glasses and went to a movie.
When I hear 3D, I'm like, fuck, I guess I'm not seeing that. Because I got to wear the glasses over my glasses. Feel like a fucking jack off. I'm in public doing that shit.
Yeah, but it's a dark theater. Nobody can see.
Yeah. Got my pants off. No glass, 2 glasses, no pants.
Yeah, that's how you watch a movie. That's Nathan's preferred Avatar viewing.
Yeah. I'm a no pants. First thing I did when I walked into this room, drop trow. Like, I've had these pants on too long. It is too late in the day to have pants on.
I'm the same way. As soon as I get in, like, as soon as I know that I'm not leaving my apartment, like, okay, I went and ran my errands, come back in, shut the door behind me, go change into shorts.
Okay. No underwear the whole time.
None. Yeah, no, just
cut out the middle, man.
Letting it ride.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Like the less than 5 times in my life I've gone without underwear, I'm like, why do people do this? Why is this a thing? This feels terrible.
I had a moment when I was in my early 20s when I was broke and was just like literally out of underwear. Like, I'll see how long we can ride this.
Oh my God.
It ain't a way to live. It ain't a way to live.
No, I don't get it.
Yeah. I know people that have embraced the commando lifestyle.
Me too.
Like, that's just their thing. Is underwear that much of a hassle for you?
Right.
You're just like, oh, so much work, is it? Is it that much work?
Just, what a wet mess. What is any of this?
God, they just got to be burning through talcum or something. God, I don't know. Or they're never sweating in public. That also might be.
Maybe
that's just cool customers.
Maybe if I wasn't constantly drenched for no reason, maybe it would be okay.
Yeah. Maybe we're judging them harshly. Maybe if we were young, fit men, we'd be like, underwear, that's for the birds.
I had a buddy who always, 100% of the time, starting in like late high school all the way as long as I knew him, was an underwear and then basketball shorts and then jeans guy.
I know one guy, just saw him comment on Facebook about it. That's too much. That's too much fabric.
No, you're bunching. You got to just constantly be bunching.
Yeah, all bunched. I would have both hands in the front of my pants like a fucking monster, just pushing down, like just smack 'em. I'd be like Yosemite Sam, like fucking like
outside of a school, getting looks,
stomping, like hitting my hat in the dust on the road.
Sir, get out of here. You're in the middle of the street, crossing the street, blocking a fucking funeral procession.
Yeah. But more power to you. You know, you're simplifying your life, but it ain't for me.
But like, why do you need to be ready for a pickup game at all times?
Oh yeah, I'm going back to the no underwear, the shorts. What do you gain? Like, oh yeah, besides the fact, I'm ready if an impromptu fucking game of 2-on-2 breaks out. What kind of lives are these people living?
Also, basketball shorts are slippery. Your jeans are sliding down them all the time.
Yeah. Oh, good call. Never even thought of that. Yeah, you're gonna that's a belt mishap waiting to happen.
That belt cinched so goddamn tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, never understood it. I don't know what the hell he was doing.
Speaking of things I don't understand, Marlin, the current state of rural North Dakota hotel pillows is getting alarming. We've ran into it a few times, but this weekend was the first that it was 2 in a row. It was fucking, the first night was like, these are old. These pillows need to get a more dignified death. These things, we are kicking a dead horse. It's like, this is no way to
got a Viking funeral, these pillows.
Yeah. 21 gun salute. There's a proper way to dispose of them that has a dignified way. Like a flag. Don't just throw them in the dumpster.
Yeah.
Just the pile is teeming with bed bugs, just writhing.
They're just crackling.
Yeah. But the second night, the fucking pillows on my bed had the thickness of a mouse pad. It's like, what is going on here? This doesn't make sense. This is almost pointless. Like, it was so insane. Like I rolled one up and it was like looking at the thick end of a softball bat. It's like, I don't understand. I was like, maybe they inflate. I literally thought that in my fucking no sleep psychosis.
You're looking for the pump, like the Reebok pump.
I need my shoes to the desired thickness, please, or my pillows. But oh my god, what a fucking!
That was a hell of a verb earlier. You're not supposed to be able to roll a pillow. Fold in half once at most.
Twice if it's a bad scene, but nope. These were so thin you couldn't fold them. They would just collapse upon themselves.
What are we doing?
My whole thing is, of the things you can invest in a hotel, pillows, pretty simple.
Yeah.
You know, $50 will get you a pretty damn good pillow. Fucking $100 will get you a pillow that'll change your life. Like, man, that's the truth. Like, man.
You ever spring for a Gucci pillow?
Kind of. Like, I think on Black Friday I spent like $50 on a pillow. Still own it. Still a good. I dated a gal that had like a Tempur-Pedic. Fucking got it as a Christmas present, like top of the line. It's like, this changes the way you look at everything. Like, it's a getting or losing a religion. Like,
my skin cleared up, my veins feel better.
I'm taller. My breath's better. That's why, a good pillow, man. Just like you get to a certain age, it's like, fuck sleeping on a shitty bed. You get to a certain age, fuck sleeping on a shitty pillow.
Oof. I have decent pillows and a terrible bed. I'm living.
You mentioned that.
Living a tough life over here.
How old's your bed?
3 years.
Oh, okay. But you get a bad one. A bad bed's like bad produce. It goes to tits up in a hurry.
It's only 3 years old, but I bet I paid $400 for it when I bought it. So,
my first bed, I got a good one. My buddy, one of my roommates' dad owned a furniture store. Bought it from him, secondhand. Fucking rode that bed to the ground. 10 years in, nary a worry. 2 more beds after that. Spent $300-400. Garbage.
Yeah,
beds. Fucking start them on fire. Yeah, now daddy's living the life. Now set aside some money, get a good one, and never regret it.
Yeah, I gotta just pull the trigger on one of them.
I humbled myself by buying a bed meant for fatties. That's not what you want. But every review I read is like, if you are a rotund fellow, treat yourself to the Titan. The Titan has landed.
Was it as advertised? Is it?
Oh my God!
Great.
It is living. There's the George Strait talked about it. There is a difference between living and living well, and I am finally doing the latter. I'm sure that's what he meant when he wrote that, was about morbidly obese men getting better sleep.
That's what he meant. Yeah. Yep. That's 100% what he was talking about.
Just like him, I thought I was living, but I was.
What makes it
cruel joke of a life?
What makes it so special is it just come with jack stands to put underneath the goddamn
thing. I should, if I turned off some backgrounds, I could show you. It is 16 inches thick, and it is fucking. And it's I think 1/3 memory foam and with a spring core in the middle 2/3. Like, you could fucking crash a spaceship onto it. It would fucking, you could land the Challenger on this thing and it would fucking, you could sleep on it later that night. Like, it's a mattress that's, it sounds like it would be a nightmare to move downstairs. That's how fucking heavy and cumbersome it is. But I'm going to die in that bed. That's the goal.
Any day now.
Yeah. Let's hope it lasts a couple of years. The Twins are good. I want to see how this ends.
Are they?
Yeah, they're starting off really well.
Okay.
The most important thing is shooty hoops. We're in round 2 now.
Yeah, both the Celtics and the Lakers are still in it, buddy.
The old guard, the Sixers, all these old teams everyone's sick of are around.
Yeah.
Teams like Memphis and Sacramento, fuck you second-rate markets.
Yeah, fuck it.
Oh, I was pulling for Sacramento so hard.
So was I. I don't dislike the Warriors. I'm just tired of the Warriors.
Yep. And just, it's been so long. That's a long-suffering fan group. Like, I think, was it 2005 or 2006 was the last time the Kings made it. 16 teams make the playoffs out of 30. You have a better than 50% odds, and they, for the better part of 2 decades, couldn't fucking find their dick with 2 hands and get into the playoffs at least once. Like,
yeah, that's a tough fucking stretch. As of right now, your Celtics are only down by 4 halfway through the 3rd quarter.
Well, I don't like that. They should be up because Joel Embiid's not playing. But you know what? I will push the rage aside for the benefit of the podcast.
A lot of shooty hoops left, Nathan. A lot of shooty hoops.
There is so many shooty hoops. So many baskets could be made.
Also on the ice, the Winnipeg Jets got knocked out in the first round.
I saw basically every team I was intrigued by. I did see that the best regular season ever went up in flames because the Boston Bruins got knocked out in the first round. That's wild.
By the goddamn Panthers, yep.
Yeah. A team that most people would assume is made up.
Yep. Even the logo looks fake.
Yep. I had, like, in 8th grade, I had a Florida Panthers t-shirt.
Why?
You know, like that.
Where did you?
Because I was at that age where I didn't have a personality yet, and my mom would just be at Target and like, okay, I like the color of this shirt. I guess Nathan likes hockey now. I remember thinking, like, it beats most of the clothes I was handed, so I will happily wear this. I had a Florida Marlin shirt, a Golden State Warriors shirt that I actually liked, a Portland Trailblazers. Why weren't there any teams like we're close to Minnesota? I didn't own one Twins shirt or one Vikings shirt. How is that possible? Like,
yeah.
But I owned a Florida Panthers shirt.
There's plenty of photos of me in my youth too. Like, was this just on sale? Why did I have a Chicago White Sox shirt? Didn't watch baseball.
That was how you dressed fat kids in a certain era. Probably still is. I don't hang around fat junior high kids, so I don't know what they're about.
Not since the incident. Yeah.
Yeah. Redacted. There's still a civil suit where the wheels of litigation move slowly.
Yeah, that kind of came to a halt, though, because, like, in my young photos, there's photos of me in a fucking Chicago White Sox shirt or a Charlotte Hornets shirt because they were hot at the time, and those are the colors of the 90s, teal and purple.
There is a ball the size of Vermont in the middle of the Pacific Ocean that is just Charlotte Hornets windbreakers.
Yeah, 100%.
Those were not going to biodegrade. Those ended up somewhere.
And then, like, sometime in my youth, I'd forget the year exactly, but then the Florida Marlins came along, and then every shirt and hat.
I'm picturing you on first day of school wearing cleats, stirrups, like you're fucking playing for the Marlins at opening day. Like,
Yeah.
is that a fucking regulation MLB batting helmet? Got eye black underneath.
Had a lot of Marlins merch gifted
I gotta
to
go
me
back.
in my youth.
Did you describe that as your young days or your yum days? I was like, did you think you were a real hot little snack?
Nope. Yeah.
12-year-old me was a real hot package.
Nope. Young. Yeah.
Always demanding your mom buy your jeans one size smaller.
Honey, those don't fit.
Just egregiously tight jeans with a billowing bloused out western dress shirt, spray tanned, braces.
Oh, shit.
That guy's clearly gotten a manicure.
I'm ready for school.
Ornately designed cowboy boots.
Living out the yum days.
Just sassy. Just a real queen. Don't act like you're not jealous. To your bus driver.
Doing the finger lick and butt sizzle on the way by.
Gimme some of these Cinnabons in your dreams, lowlife. He's like an 88-year-old retired man.
Very
I
rude
think
to
the
the
Wells boy's being mean to me.
very rude to the bus driver.
He's just jealous. Just turn into a complete diva.
Oh shit.
Sit and crease these jeans. I'll stand, Mrs. Johnson. Thanks. You're always voguing. The kids are so flummoxed, they're not even being bullied. They're not even bullying you. You're the new bully.
I to this day, I don't know any math because every math class is when I took the time to polish my pearl snaps on my dress shirt.
Just this heavy bolo. You set it down. It's like you're setting down a revolver.
4.5 pound bolo tie.
Just you gotta fucking polishing your boots mid-class. Just humming, come on, Vogue, let your body dance to the...
Oh fuck. I wish that's the youth I have redacted. I wish that's what it was.
Just bursting through the doors with your fucking transition lens glasses.
Okay, those I did have, yeah.
Hair and a big pompadour. Or like a wet perm.
Like Jerry Curl.
Yeah.
Like Sam Jackson in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. You have blonde hair, but you demand your mom get you a fucking bleach, like platinum blonde dye job. You look like a 1950s heel wrestler. I've been told I have to do this. The nature boy, Marlon Wells, are you in class?
Pressing play on a boombox that plays The Bitch Is Back.
Yeah, giant fucking furry sunglasses. Remove the boa, then the robe.
shove one of the other country kids off of the desk and take his desk.
Yes, sitting on top of the desk, cross-legged.
Nobody.
I am here, Mrs. Fibblestead. Teach me. She gets like 90 seconds and boring.
Is there not going to be a cursive lesson today? Is that just not a thing we're doing today, I guess? All math, huh?
Not for me.
I put my feather quill back in the inside jacket pocket.
Eventually have an assistant. Warm up the car, Huggins. This bores me. Who is that man?
Oh, shit. Bully the cafeteria ladies into ordering strawberry milk just for me.
And they are just in love with you.
Yeah, they love it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just dishing with them too. You just get up and leave class because you know they're all on their cigarette break. You're puffing a heater with them.
8 years old, got a cigarette in a cigarette holder.
Yeah. Come on, Trudy, dish. Of course he's no good.
I hear Mr. Johnston's been drinking again.
Oh, he's trying to play matchmaker with the 65-year-old lunch ladies. Giving them makeovers.
Oh, God.
Just really slutting them up. I appreciate what you're doing, but I don't think I have the confidence for this. Oh, hush. A 5'1", 240-pound lunch lady wearing outrageously high heels and a fucking tube top.
Big blowout fucking Dolly Parton hairdo.
Yeah, it's all in her eyes. She's trying to scoop tater tot hot dish.
Oh, shit. Whew. The yum yum days.
Yeah, my little snack days. Clearly, we don't have a pedophile around. I would have been captured ages ago.
Oh,
Someone else gets abducted. Well, I never. Just indignant.
no accounting for bad taste, I see.
I know you said you're not a big baseball guy, but are you familiar with Jim Leland? That name do anything for you?
No.
Long time Pittsburgh man, probably someone before that too, but he was an old man when I was 8. He was the coach of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Then he went to the Marlins. I think he won a championship with them. Then he was with the Tigers. I mean, he probably managed until he was well into his 70s. Son of a bitch, they finally made him quit smoking in the dugouts in like 2011. Because they really, hey man, like we can't let fans see you just casually smoking cigarettes like you're fucking working in the garage, you know? So he was just burning heaters in the shitters all the time. It's like people are complaining, like the employees have to clean it. So he said, okay, I get it. Rules are rules. I expect the players to follow rules. I guess I got it too. So like him just sprinting out to the parking lot to burn down 2 fucking Winstons and burst back in and manage a Major League Baseball game.
When? During TV commercials?
Yeah, must have been. Yep. Or, you got a bench coach, they call it, like your right-hand man. I bet a lot of it was, they've been working together for 38 years. They know they can finish each other's sentences. Yeah. Fuck it. I gotta go smoke. Like they're working at a fucking Waffle House. So great.
Oh, God.
And it was like everyone knew it, but no one ever bitched because everyone loved Jim Leland. But it was just finally making the hey man, like Like it's like a 19-year-old pregnant woman cleans the bathrooms and making her sick. Yeah, I suppose. All good things must come to an end.
I mean, it was never like out of the ordinary back in the day. Like Billy Martin would smoke a cigar in the fucking dugout all the time.
Yeah. The old, like, he'd be 110 if he was alive. Red Auerbach, I don't know if that name means anything to you. He was like the guy that coached and ran the Celtics, the Boston Celtics, from like 1949. I think he finally hung up the managing part of it, like the general manager, 1990, 91.
Jeez.
So like a 40-odd year run.
Oh yeah, he was like the no fun old man, right? Like wouldn't allow music outside of organ music.
Yeah, he thought all that was horseshit. Every player had to wear black sneakers because it looks good.
Yeah.
But his thing as a coach to just twist the knife in the opposing team, once the game was just big enough lead that a comeback was impossible, he would just casually light up a giant cigar on the bench and just casually smoke it, like, which is such a cock move to do. So every other coach, like, I can't wait till we can beat their asses and shove that thing up his ass. And I think he died in 2006, and once he was no longer coach, he had the same spot in the Boston Garden for, I don't know what it'd be. Like he quit coaching in 1969 for 38 years, he had his spot that was just for him and whoever was with him. They let him smoke giant cigars up until the day he died.
Well past when it was socially acceptable.
Yeah, I guess a couple times fucking idiots that didn't know better, like, tried to say something. It's like, you're going to get fucking killed if you try to complain about this right now. This is like legit like the Pope to these people. like I guess one time someone even came up to him, tapped him on the, hey, it's like, hey man, can you put that out? He just let out a slight laugh and lit it up again. Gotta be out of your mind. It's 90 years old.
You ever pick up a cigar habit? Like
no.
You ever appeal to you? Like, cause you like scotch and those things go hand in hand.
Yeah, it's just one more habit I don't need. Is kind of, tobacco never did anything for me. Like fucking, you get a buzz from fucking smoking cigarettes. Like, man, I feel like I have the flu. Is that what a buzz is to you? Like being lightheaded and nauseous? Yeah. Like, man, I got this great buzz when I got fucking rubella. Like, I was so fucked up on rubella, you guys.
But like cigar smoking is a different thing. That's like sushi. Like, I just really love the taste and the differences between this type and this type, and this one's kind of exotic, and this one I could see you. Well, yeah, I could see you liking it, but I know you're too much of a tight ass to like go too far down that road.
Yeah, and there's never been the appeal, because I was at a wedding and a guy gave me a pretty high-end Cuban cigar. And I was like, yeah, you got to try it. And I fucking smoked it with everyone, sat there. They fucking cigars burn forever. We were there a while.
Take all fucking day, yeah.
I just don't get this.
Huh.
like this is like, it just tastes like there's burning garbage in my mouth. Like, it's like there's a tire fire somewhere we could just stand around. Like would that be refreshing too? I guess I don't get it. Like, I don't know. One thing about a cigar, fucking at least it smells a little better than a cigarette.
It smells so good.
Like,
yeah.
Pipe smoke is where the real good sniffs are.
Let's get you smoking a pipe.
Yeah. Oh boy, that would be a bold fucking move.
Yeah, it would.
Just traveling with a pipe.
Yeah. little get you a little leather bag with all your shit in it.
Do it like a real DJ. I'm smoking it out of a light bulb like a fucking meth habit. Strung out on pipe tobacco.
I see you with like one of the Sherlock one, the real tight, fits easy in a pocket. Like, I don't see you with like a long corn cob or anything. I see you with that the one that looks like you took a saxophone and just crushed it. You know what I mean?
Oh, see,
real.
I was thinking just the simple. Yep, I think the Sherlock Holmes is the most succinct way to describe that. Like, I think someone's adult.
I think you're right, because I fiddle fucked around for the last 60 seconds trying to spit it out. It's like if you squished a saxophone.
Under your sink. The one part.
The shape at the bottom of your toilet. Like, Marlin, you started this with Sherlock Holmes. We knew what you meant.
I want a 1950s suburban dad, just the long wooden, just the little fucking, I don't know what you call it, where the fucking tobacco goes,
like
the
a cylindrical bowl, like tall and kind of
nice,
thin.
Nice polished wood. It's all one piece,
Sure.
Yeah. Just sit there puffing on your pipe, looking at your family. Just, I could kill them all tonight and go start. Move to Oregon, work the rose harvest, maybe meet someone new that doesn't disappoint me daily.
and then you running out, burning through your bowl is what kind of snaps you out of it. Like, oh, but not today, I guess. And you knock it on the edge of the porch.
You're knocking it on the end of your ashtray. And your wife is like, "Is it finished, honey?" Yeah. It's finished.
It is.
You ready for bed?
Yeah.
He's just going to turn the stove completely on. And just hopefully the train's running on time.
Oh, God. I think I could take to a cigar life. I think I could. I think I got enough of that taste. Like,
something you can delve into.
Yeah.
Figure out what you like, what you don't like.
Something to get deep into. Try a little of this, try a little of that. Get like a fucking white Boss Hog suit and a big old cigar. I think a cigar.
Sweating your dick off. Just put the cigar out, Marlin. You're clearly uncomfortable.
I'm just coughing. Nope. Oh, it's so good.
Talking like Boss Hog. Oh, what in tarnation?
Just foghorn leghorning it. I think a cigar would suit me aesthetically. I think just sitting here like, oh yeah,
And like, you know me well enough that the money on anything like that's what's going to stop it. Even if I had money, I think I would see myself trying wine, trying beer that's not trash beer, trying all sorts of different kinds of boozes before I got into cigars.
Let's take you beer tasting, buddy. Beer, like, there's so many breweries that beer isn't like it's more expensive than fucking Miller Lights, but it's not prohibitively expensive.
I don't know if I have that fucking. I mean, some people, you got to try it more. But you know what? Good beer's been around for 20 years, probably, give or take 15,
hundreds
20.
of years, actually.
But I mean, like, where it's like, it's at bars around here and people I know are in it, if that makes sense,
yeah.
Like, last 10 to 15 is when it's really blown up. And so I've drank in countless microbrews. It's just every time I'm like, fuck me. Don't any of these people know about Busch Light yet? Like, have you tried one? They're so cold, so crisp.
But we're at a point now in like microbrewery beer snobberies that like I'm sure you've noticed because you've been in enough of them, but they finally realized that they need to make a basic one.
Yep.
So now every place has a basic ass Pilsner.
Yep. And I always appreciate it. And the few that haven't picked up that memo yet, I'm always outraged.
Yeah, so they do got something for you now there. They did hear of Busch Light.
I've seen a couple that they're such kind souls. They keep a fucking case of Schlitz, and that's on the fucking menu. Can of Schlitz. I don't know where that was at. I was so happy.
That's funny.
Yeah. Everything else is on tap except that one trash beer.
That's extremely hipstery of them to make it Schlitz. Make it not just trash, but the trashiest trash. The
iconic trash beer.
Yeah.
Like, what else would even compare? Like, it'd be hilarious to do that with Milwaukee's Best.
Yes, that would be good. I think.
Or like Beer 30, just because how ugly the cans, just like They look like they should have Sunny D in them. They don't even look like a beer can. Like,
there was a time I would put Hamm's on that list, but even Hamm's has broken a little more mainstream than you would think it has. So
yeah, totally. Hamm's is like, I mean, if for me, taste wise, if it's PBR and Hamm's, I'm drinking Hamm's all
day, every day.
Yeah, Hamm's is on the short list of my, hey, we have $3 pounders. Here are your options. It's almost always Hamm's for me.
The aquarium in Fargo during like rock shows, during concerts, was usually $3 ham pounders.
Yeah, you're right. Like, a lot of places, if there's something else cheaper, I'll begrudgingly drink that because that's how I am. But if the prices are the same, like, because I know of a place where old style is giveaway price. And I don't dislike old style, so I'll definitely buy it, but I'd rather have a Hamm's.
I do like an old style.
You know, it's a trash beer that I like that you don't ever see around here anymore, but it's prominent. You get to Missoula, you get to the Rocky Mountains and West, every fucking mom and pop bar has it, is Olympia.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Yep, it's some, it's Washington's Hamm's.
Okay.
You know? And then there's Rainier, which is also Washington's Hamm's. Like, they had two trash beers that were kind of, is Rainier or the Mountain? Is that, I think now that's Washington. That's by Seattle. So yeah, so they you see them everywhere. Any bar you go there, they have those two in a pounder form for dirt cheap, and God, I like them both.
Huh. Well, I got to get west, apparently.
So when to enjoy the finer things in life, you can drink a fucking Olympia with a fucking Reuben sandwich.
They're regional lagers. They're regional domestics. Yeah. That's what I need to get into.
And I think the best thing is I'm pretty sure they're all almost to a man owned by Miller Brewing Corporation.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Miller went on a buying frenzy. PBR's Miller. Hamm's, I'm pretty sure, is Miller. Almost all, yeah, like fucking, I don't know. Minnesota has a beer besides Greenbelt and Summit that isn't, that isn't owned by a giant, mega multinational corporation.
Greenbelt's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, Greenbelt's gets a little sandwichy for me. Like, it's a little bit too much.
A little heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a light.
Sweet almost.
It is a little sweet. Yes, Greenbelt's a little sweet.
That's their thing, kind of, yeah. I like a crisp caustic. I like a beer like a Coke. I want a real caustic.
God damn it, we can't fall down this rabbit hole again.
Yeah. We got to stick to one carbonated beverage per show.
This time it's beer. We can't dip into the cola wars again.
Well, shit, what do you think? Have we given enough of ourselves?
Has this line on the graph passed this line on the graph that we can hang it up?
I can see both of our faces on the Zoom meeting. We're both gassed. Can we go Broadway?
We've gone 60. We've put in the fucking Iron Man match.
We did a Broadway.
Yeah.
How many of those throw into the turnbuckle, flip over at Ric Flair things were you able to do?
0. I bet that takes more work than you think it does.
Oh my! I bet I would dislocate both shoulders and elbows if I tried to do that once. It would be like a life-altering injury. Wouldn't look nearly as good.
Oh, God. I would like that. That's what I should buy you for a birthday present sometime. It's like a 1 hour wrestling lesson. Go have you take some bumps with some local boys.
I think I've mentioned this before. One time I was at a very honky-tonk wrestling show where they just announced, "Hey, everyone, get in the ring, run the ropes." Meant for children.
Seriously?
But I was 19, so I'm like, I fit in. And there were other very drunk 50-year-old men in there. And I did the rope run, and I fucking hurt. And a local guy who wrestled, who was just there, probably waiting for us to get done so they could break the ring down and go to bed.
Yeah.
I got out of the ring clearly in pain. He's like, "Kind of hurts, don't it?" I was like, "Yeah, it really hurts, man." like he knew, because every man grown up that got out of there was like, "Jesus, that sucked."
Well, yeah, run 15 feet and slam into some cables. Of course, it doesn't feel good.
Do you think it's just you do it and you build a tolerance? Just body builds up to it.
I bet that's exactly what it is.
Playing guitar, you build back calluses.
Yeah.
Just got to keep doing it. Huh?
I bet that's exactly it.
They're real craftsmen. Say what you want about wrestling.
We'll have you
Takes a lot of commitment to get good at it.
We'll have you taking backdrops in no time, buddy.
Yeah. Doing the get on my knees and beg Ric Flair thing.
Yep, and then
I'm definitely
punching the dick.
Yeah. Yeah. This is really a pussy character I'm building. I make no illusions of being a tough guy.
Not a tough guy.
Yeah. Work on my Paul Bearer, like get my double chin reel out. I'll have to start shaving.
You gotta get that voice. Jesus Christ, that voice.
I don't think I could get that high pitch. That's a commitment to excellence, having that voice. He's 50 fucking years old talking like that.
Yeah, let's get you. You can take up the mantle. Percy Pringle Jr. Here we go.
So by the time the next show airs, you will have played in my hometown.
Yeah, you and I this weekend are going to go to your hometown, and I'll try to find out all your secrets.
Is that May 6th or 7th?
That is May...
Calendars, how do they work? I cannot...
That is May 6th.
Look at us. We telling some goofs. That'll be a fun time.
Yeah, it should be fun. Friday, I'm going to go to a comedy show here in town. Twin City favorite Nate Abshire's going to be in town.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that.
Go see old Nate Abshire. I like Nate Abshire. I bet I've seen Nate Abshire 5 times.
Oh, no. Yeah, I've seen him at least a couple. He's funny. Damn funny.
Yeah, he's a good dude. So, and then you and I I'll go do that. And then Saturday, you and I will load up in the whip and fill it with farts and drive, what is that, 6 hours? 6.5?
From 4.5.
Okay. That's not so bad.
How many,
That's nothing.
how many treat stops we need.
More than you might imagine.
Too many.
Grand Forks, Devil's Lake.
Rugby.
Yeah.
So many hot stuff pizzas. It's clearly not helping with the fart smell.
Pizza combos and Diet Pepsi. Jesus Christ. Just a cauldron bubbling.
Eating it out of like a painter's dish, like you put a roller in, just palm striking it into a paste and just eating it out of that.
Looking at the whatever poor unfortunate young comic we drag with us in the back seat over my shoulder, just like, toil and trouble, am I right?
I think I'm gonna go back to college.
Oh man,
I don't like this.
Man, if I could scare straight one young comic into going back to college, I would consider my comedy career successful.
Go back and get a STEM degree.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll go to a fucking coding boot camp or something, my man. You gotta do something. Oh god, but that'll be fun. We'll see if this comes to fruition for the show next week, but this week, before we leave on Saturday, I'm going to test recording in my vehicle. And I
like this idea,
because I have a fancy board that can record to itself on a SIM card, and I think that my vehicle is quiet enough and I have enough like post-production tricks. I think we might be able to record on the road, and that might be a fun thing to do.
Yeah, I am hoping it works.
Yeah, I'll do some tests. Driving with a fucking microphone isn't that dangerous, so I'll do some tests this week. I'll get out on the interstate and set the cruise and do some check 1-2s and see how terrible the fucking road noise is. If it's unlistenable, we won't do that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it sounds, because I think that might be fun.
What a weird thing to drive by a person holding the microphone, like they're giving an interview.
Right? Yeah. That'd be very strange.
I'm already enjoying that idea.
There's for sure not time for it, or I could get us like some Garth Brooks headset mics.
We call him Baton Rouge.
Oh, God, I love Callin' Baton Rouge. That's a fucking good song.
A pretty good song.
Yeah, that's a banger. That is up there. That's probably top 5 for me, Garth Brooks songs.
Yeah, it might be for me, too. I bet it'd be for me, too.
That's a winner. Well, all right, buddy. We'll see you this weekend, and we will see all of you next week.
Bye, everybody.